Ladies and gentlemen, we all want to change, to become more, feel more, and live more. We crave freedom, freedom from fear, from doubt, from procrastination, from the past that clings to our. Change is one of the most powerful forces a human can harness, yet it remains one of the most misunderstood. When people think of changing their lives, they often wait for a surge of motivation to start the process. They believe that inspiration will strike like lightning, pushing them into a new version of themselves with ease. But the truth is far from that illusion. Real transformation, especially the kind that leads to lasting freedom, is never rooted in motivation. It is built on discipline. It is shaped by doing the hard things repeatedly, whether or not you feel like it. In the context of 21 days to break free, this is the foundation: consistent discipline over fleeting feelings. Motivation is like a spark. It can ignite the fire, but it is never enough to keep the flame alive. Motivation fades. It is emotional. It fluctuates with your mood, with the weather, with your stress levels, with how your day started. You may wake up one morning ready to take on the world, only to feel drained and doubtful by the afternoon. If your entire plan for transformation is built on how motivated you feel, you're already destined to fail. That's because feelings are temporary. They are unreliable drivers. On the other hand, discipline is not emotional. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired, stressed, uninspired, or bored. Discipline just shows up. Discipline is a decision that you follow through with, regardless of the noise your emotions make. Think about it. Have you ever had a goal you felt really inspired about? Maybe you started a fitness routine, a meditation practice, or a personal development challenge. The first few days felt great. You were full of energy and hope. But then the excitement wore off. Life got in the way. Your job demanded more of you. You didn't sleep well. Your schedule felt tight. And suddenly, the routine that once excited you now feels heavy, annoying, and optional. That's the critical moment where most people give up, not because they lack potential, but because they depended on motivation instead of mastering discipline. In these 21 days to break free, the key is repetition, not glamour, not drama, repetition. Change is the result of small actions, repeated consistently until they become habits, and those habits become your new identity. Every single day you wake up and do what you promised yourself, especially on the days you don't feel like it. You're breaking free. You're winning a quiet war inside you, the one between who you've been and who you are becoming. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it is the most powerful battle you'll ever fight. This process requires brutal honesty. You must stop lying to yourself. No more, I'll start tomorrow. No more, I didn't have time. You had time, you just didn't have discipline. Discipline means doing what's necessary, even when it's inconvenient. It means putting your growth over your comfort. That's why it's so hard and why so few people do it. But those who do, they get to live lives others only dream of. They don't rely on mood. They rely on systems. They plan, they execute, they adjust, and they keep going. And let's be clear, discipline doesn't mean perfection. It means consistency. You will stumble. You will face moments where you fall short. But the difference is, the disciplined mind doesn't use failure as an excuse to quit. It uses it as feedback. It resets and continues. It treats every day as a new opportunity to prove that commitment is greater than emotion. If you can adopt this mindset for 21 days, something incredible happens. You begin to build trust with yourself. That trust is priceless. It's the cornerstone of self-respect and inner strength. When you trust that you'll do what you said you would do, your confidence grows. And with confidence, the impossible begins to look possible, breaking free from old patterns, addictions, fears, and self-doubt is not glamorous. It's a grind. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's eating clean when junk food screams your name. It's working out when your body aches. It's meditating when your mind is chaotic. It's saying no to toxic people. It's unplugging from distractions. And it's doing all of this not for applause or likes, but because you know it's what your future self needs. Over 21 days, you're not just creating new routines. You're rewiring your brain. You're forging new neural pathways, programming new standards, reshaping your identity. This isn't quick, fixed territory. This is deep work. And discipline is the tool that unlocks the prison you've been stuck in. Not motivation, not excitement, discipline. In conclusion, if you truly want to break free in 21 days, let go of the myth that motivation will save you. Don't chase feelings, build systems. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create one with action. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. Make the decision today to be disciplined, not for a week, not when it's easy, but for the next 21 days. That consistency will change your life. That discipline will set you free. Growth and comfort do not coexist. This is a truth that most people hear but few truly accept. In a world that constantly sells convenience, ease, and shortcuts, the idea of sacrificing comfort to grow sounds outdated, even painful. But if you're seeking transformation, real, deep, irreversible change, you must understand this. Comfort is the cage, and sacrifice is the key. For 21 days, if you are serious about breaking free from the limitations that have held you back, you must be willing to walk away from the easy path and walk straight into discomfort with purpose and determination. Comfort feels good, it's familiar, it's predictable, there's nothing threatening in it. But comfort is also where dreams die. It is the quiet killer of potential. It's the place where excuses thrive and growth stalls. You don't grow when you're relaxed. You don't evolve when everything is easy. You grow when you're challenged, when you're uncomfortable, when you're forced to push through the friction. Growth is forged in the fire of discomfort, in the spaces where you'd rather quit, where you feel uncertain, where you struggle. And every time you choose to stay in that fire, you are remaking yourself. For 21 days, you are not just building habits. You are declaring war on the comfort zones that have kept you stuck. That means waking up earlier than you want to. It means saying no when your body and mind scream yes. It means removing distractions that numb your potential. It means sitting with uncomfortable truths about your life, your choices, and your identity. Comfort tells you it's okay to stay the same. Growth demands that you change, and change, by its nature, is uncomfortable. It disrupts patterns, it stretches identity, it pulls you into the unknown, but that's where the magic happens. Most people won't make it past the first few days. They'll hit a wall of discomfort and turn back. They'll say, "This isn't for me," or "It's too hard," or "Maybe later." What they're really saying is, "I choose comfort over becoming more." And that's fine if you want to stay where you are. But if you want to break free, if you want to shatter the old limits, you must be willing to stay in the discomfort long enough to change who you are. Pain is part of the process. Resistance is a sign you're on the right path. Those moments where you want to give up are the very moments you must lean in. Sacrificing comfort looks different for everyone. For some, it's giving up the snooze button and waking up with purpose. For others, it's removing toxic people who provide false companionship. For some, it's skipping the easy meal, the lazy evening, the endless scrolling, and choosing instead to invest in discipline, health, and learning. Every sacrifice of comfort is an investment in your future. You give up temporary ease for long-term strength. You trade shallow pleasure for deep transformation, and every time you make that trade, you grow. This process will test you. You will feel doubt, discomfort, even despair. But those feelings aren't a sign that something is wrong. They are a sign that something is changing. Growth is not meant to feel safe. It's meant to feel real. And real means raw, uncertain, and difficult. But what you gain from enduring the discomfort is far greater than anything comfort ever gave you. You gain power, you gain clarity, you gain self-respect, and most of all, you gain freedom, the kind that can only be earned through sacrifice. Don't let the lie of comfort keep you from greatness. Don't be the person who quits just because the path is uphill. Everything worth having lies on the other side of effort. Success, peace, purpose, none of these are found in the easy path. They are claimed by those willing to get uncomfortable, stay uncomfortable, and rise above it. For 21 days, make discomfort your ally. Make sacrifice your tool. Let the pain of change refine you, not define you. Every drop of sweat, every tough decision, every uncomfortable moment, it all adds up. It all counts. The truth is, growth hurts, but so does staying the same. Comfort may shield you from immediate struggle, but it also blocks you from your future. The pain of discipline, the sting of sacrifice, these are temporary, but the regret of not growing, of staying small, of wasting your potential, that pain can last a lifetime. So choose your pain wisely. One leads to freedom, the other to frustration. In conclusion, if you truly want to grow, you must be willing to give something up. You must sacrifice your comfort, not just once, but over and over again for 21 days. In those sacrifices, you will find strength. In that discomfort, you will find resilience. You are not just forming new habits. You are becoming a new person. A stronger person, a freer person. Don't run from the discomfort. Embrace it. Let it shape you, because only through that fire will you finally break free. One of the most powerful forces controlling your life is not something external. It's not your job, your past, your relationships, or even your current circumstances. It's something internal, your beliefs, and within those beliefs lie invisible walls that keep you small, silent, and stuck. These are your limiting beliefs. They whisper to you daily, shaping your identity and defining what you think is possible. And if you're serious about breaking free in 21 days, one of the most critical and difficult sacrifices you must make is letting go of those deeply rooted mental scripts. You can change your habits, your appearance, your environment, but if you do not confront and release the beliefs that tell you you're not enough, nothing will truly change. Limiting beliefs don't come out of nowhere. Most of them were installed long ago through childhood experiences, failures, rejections, pain, or the words of people you once trusted. Somewhere along the way, you heard or experienced something that made you think, I'm not smart, or I don't deserve love, or I'll never succeed. And that thought, repeated over time, became a belief. And once something becomes a belief, it quietly controls your behavior. It determines what goals you set, what risks you take, what relationships you enter, and how much of your potential you ever dare to use. These beliefs are like chains you cannot see, but feel every time you try to rise. To break free, you must first recognize them. This requires honesty and self-awareness. Every time you feel fear, hesitation, self-doubt, or anxiety, there's often a limiting belief behind it. For 21 days, you must become a detective of your inner world. Pay attention to your internal dialogue. When you avoid action, ask yourself, what do I believe about myself that's stopping me right now? You'll start to uncover statements like, I always mess things up. I'm not disciplined. I'm not good with money. No one supports me. Or change isn't for people like me. These are not truths. They are inherited scripts, and it's your job to rewrite them. But rewriting your beliefs isn't about repeating empty affirmations in front of a mirror. It's about replacing lies with lived truth. The only way to destroy a belief is to challenge it through consistent action. If you believe you're undisciplined, then show up every day for 21 days and prove that wrong. If you believe you're not good enough, then do the difficult work, improve your skills, and let the results build a new self-image. Beliefs don't change overnight, but they bend and eventually break under the weight of new evidence. Letting go of limiting beliefs is also an act of grief. You're letting go of a version of yourself you've known for years. You're walking away from the identity you've carried, the one that made you feel safe, even if it kept you stuck. Many people resist this process because it means facing the unknown. If you've believed you're broken for years, then the idea of being powerful feels unfamiliar, even frightening. But freedom requires that you leave behind the familiar lies and step into the unfamiliar truth. It will feel uncomfortable at first. You'll hear those beliefs trying to claw their way back. They'll show up as fear, self-sabotage, and doubt. But every time they speak, you must answer back not with emotion, but with evidence, with effort, with a new choice. Each time you act in opposition to an old belief, you weaken its hold. Over time, the voice that once dominated your mind begins to fade, replaced by a quieter, stronger voice, your true self. This is why this work is so essential to the 21-day journey. You cannot break free from what you tolerate within. You cannot rise higher than the ceiling your beliefs create. You must be relentless in questioning them. You must be willing to sacrifice the identity built on fear in order to discover the identity built on truth. And that means you need to stop saying things like, "That's just how I am." No, that's how you've been. Who you are becoming is still being written. This isn't easy work. It requires presence, intention, and bravery. But it is also the most liberating work you'll ever do. Because when you release the beliefs that limit you, everything else becomes possible. Your habits shift, your confidence grows, your relationships change, your results improve, but none of that can happen until you make the internal shift first. Nothing changes until you do, and what must change first is not the world around you, but the world within you. In conclusion, if you truly want to break free in these 21 days, you must be willing to confront the most stubborn lies you've ever believed about yourself. You must recognize that your mind has been holding you prisoner, not out of malice, but out of protection. It was trying to keep you safe from failure, rejection, or pain. But now, it's time to let go of the beliefs that keep you small. It's time to challenge every "I can't" with action, every "I'm not enough" with evidence, every "this is just who I am" with a new decision. Because freedom begins not in the outer world, but in the inner one. And once you let go of your limiting beliefs, you will finally become who you were meant to be, not limited, but limitless. Commitment is the invisible contract you make with your future self. It's the vow you take to show up not just when things are easy, but especially when they're not. When we talk about breaking free in 21 days, we're not talking about a quick fix or a feel-good challenge. We're talking about a decision that must be stronger than your excuses, your distractions, and your desire for comfort. And that decision is rooted in commitment, because without commitment, every good intention will eventually be replaced by the pursuit of convenience. Convenience is the trap. It's the subtle whisper that tells you it's okay to skip today. It's the logic that justifies quitting halfway through because you're tired, busy, or not seeing instant results. It's the voice that says you can start again tomorrow, not realizing that too many tomorrows turn into a lifetime of postponement. The problem with convenience is that it feels good now and steals from you later. The comfort of the present becomes the regret of the future. The skipped workout, the broken promise, the delayed dream. Each one chips away at the version of you that could have been. But commitment, real, unshakable commitment, ignores convenience. It doesn't care if it's raining, if you're tired, or if no one's watching. It's a fire inside you that says, I said I would, so I will. It's waking up before the world, not because it's easy, but because it matters. It's doing the work even when no progress is visible. It's staying the course when everything inside you screams to turn back. That is what separates the few who change their lives from the many who only talk about it. During the 21-day journey, you will face every temptation to break your commitment. Your old habits will come knocking. Your mind will offer 1,000 reasons why today isn't the day to push forward. That's the test. The process isn't designed to be easy. It's designed to forge discipline. And the only way to pass is to choose your commitment over and over again. Convenience will try to sell you short-term pleasure, but commitment will offer you long-term transformation. You must choose which voice you will obey. It's important to understand that commitment is not a feeling, it's a choice. You won't always feel inspired. You won't always feel strong. Some days, you'll be tired, angry, discouraged, or overwhelmed. That's normal, but the committed don't rely on feelings to guide their actions. They use purpose. Purpose is what pulls you through when motivation fades. Purpose is what keeps you grounded when life gets chaotic. Purpose is what makes your commitment unshakable. Without it, you'll always drift toward convenience. With it, you'll become unstoppable. Convenience will tell you that skipping one day doesn't matter. But it does, not because of the action itself, but because of the message it sends to your mind. Every time you break a commitment, even a small one, you train yourself to doubt your own word. You teach your subconscious that your promises can be broken. That's how confidence erodes, one broken promise at a time. But when you honor your word, day after day, you rebuild trust with yourself. You begin to walk taller, think clearer, and live stronger. And that trust becomes your power. Commitment also means doing the right thing when no one is watching. There will be no applause for your early mornings. No one will cheer when you choose the harder path. But that's not why you're doing it. You're doing it because your future demands it, because your higher self deserves it, because you refuse to let convenience keep you trapped in mediocrity. This is your moment to rise, and it won't be delivered in comfort. It will be earned in sacrifice. You may think 21 days is short, but it's enough to shift your mindset. It's enough to prove to yourself that you can follow through. And that proof becomes the foundation for everything else. If you can stay committed for 21 days through chaos, discomfort, and distraction, you can stay committed for a lifetime. You don't need perfect conditions. You need consistent action. That is the secret. That is the breakthrough. You have to decide what matters more, the temporary ease of convenience or the permanent strength of commitment. You have to decide who you want to be, the person who gives in or the one who breaks through. There will always be reasons to quit. There will always be distractions, but none of those matter when you are deeply committed to your own growth. It's not about being the smartest, the strongest, or the most talented. It's about being the one who refuses to quit, the one who shows up, the one who keeps their word, In conclusion, your freedom will not be found in comfort, luck, or motivation. It will be found in commitment. The kind of commitment that doesn't bend to emotion, the kind that keeps going when no one believes, the kind that sacrifices convenience to build something greater. You have 21 days in front of you, and each day is an opportunity to prove that you are not your past, not your fear, not your excuses. You are your decisions, so decide now, choose commitment, let it guide your steps, let it shape your identity. Because when your commitment becomes greater than your craving for convenience, nothing can stop you. That's when you break free, that's when you rise.